Hello my friends, welcome to my Debbie Reed at Cards03 YouTube channel. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Kingston, Idaho, and today I'm going to show you a very cute card that I absolutely love, made with this Frosted Forest stamp set, die set, and stencil set. So this is the card I'm going to show you how to create today, and these are the stencils that you would be creating the tree with on that stamp. There are 3 stencils. Well, there's actually several stencils. The set has stencils for this large tree as well. And then you have stencils for these 2 trees. Today we're doing this one. And it is labeled A, B, and C. So you would actually put your first one down. And then these notches, you line up the notches. I only used 2 of the stencils on this one. And so what you would do is you would have your paper, obviously, and you would take your stamp, and I used the inks that I used for this card, Blueberry Bushel, Garden Green, and Memento Black ink. So you would take your Garden Green, you would ink it up, and then this is the look that you would have after you've inked up your stamp. Then you would come in with your stencil, and I'm not going to go through the whole step-up process with the stencil. It takes a few seconds to line it up. Once you get it lined up, you want to take your stencil and tape it down. Then you're going to use your ink colors you want. I used blue spruce and garden green. So you would ink up your ink. Well, you would open up your ink first, obviously. Then you're going to rub your ink. Once this is lined up, you're going to just circular motion do this. Then you're going to do your second layer, and you would line it up and do the same thing. And your outcome then is this. You would die cut it out, so you have the dies for this also. So once it's die cut, that's it. I did go to the extreme, and I created one with the white because it does do the flocking on here. Let me see if I can find that real quick, and I will show you. Let me see. Oh, there we go. So I don't know if you can see on the video, but it does kind of do a light. I know certain lighting you can see it, but I ended up I took a marker and I colored in the trunk of the tree. So you would want to do that for sure, just because it gives more detail in my opinion, but it's your card. Anyway, you can actually use the paste to make the snow on here. I didn't want to go to that extreme either, so this is the tree. Then there is this adorable, cute little stamp by Penny Black. It's an old wood mount stamp. I have used this to death. I will never get rid of it. It is so cute. So once again, you would take your paper, you would take Snowy, inker in black, you would stamp her, and then you would end up with that. Then you will die cut her. She does come with a die. The tree has a die. You would die cut her, and then you end up with this. So I'm going to walk through the process of Snowy. You would stamp her again on a designer series paper, or any pattern paper is what I meant to say, whatever paper you like. So I stamped her again on a paper, and this is the outcome when you do the paper. You're not having to do all the coloring, and so depending on the paper you use is the outcome. There is a powder. I apologize profusely because I do not know what this powder is called. It's really soft, flaky powder, and it actually makes this fuzzy little look on the snowman. So I know at any craft store you can get them in little packets. So I did this on the top of this one with the ball, and then on this one I just did the top of the little ball of her hat. I think you can see that on the video, but I'm going to show you how you do that and how you would cut out your little pattern paper. So you would just take your paper, you're going to start from the bottom, and you're going to just fussy cut right into her scarf. And you want to keep the line. So when you get to this part, you want to make a turn, because this is the part that comes off the side, her scarf. So don't cut that off. Then you want to come around and you're going to just come up and around this part, cut her hat. When you get to the top of this, you don't need to worry where that ball part is. So you would just come on this part and just kind of, you know, give a little texture up there. And then there is a little piece on here that comes up and you want to cut that out. And come around. Now this is where you're just kind of moving your paper here to get this little jaggedy edge. And you're coming around again. So don't worry too much about a lot of this because the detail is on the stamp itself. So then you're going to come around and we're going to cut this part of her little scarf and come down the side. This is where you would cut all that excess paper off because the less paper you have to work around, the easier it is to cut and do this. So then coming to the bottom, you're just going to come do that scallopy little edge. Okay, then the last piece you're going to do is you're going to come in on the top of her hat and do that little jaggy. This is cutting around her face, but we don't want to have her face have this plaid look. So you're going to come around and cut out her face. Now it's easier for me to come back in this way. So I'm coming up on the top of this scarf and then cutting around the bottom part. And there you have her little hat and scarf. So you can do this in separate pieces if you want, but that worked out easier for me. Then what you would do is you would come in with your glue. I'm going to actually show you how this powdery stuff works because it's so fun. You're just going to splotch your glue all around in here. And I'm splotching more than I need. So I've just created a mess. Then you're going to take your powder, whatever this is called, and I apologize that I don't know the name. I bought this a long time ago, and a little goes a long way. But you're going to just put this on here and plop it down, and it just sticks and gives the cutest look. So you get that fuzzy look on the hat. Okay, then I'm going to put this back in just like we would do embossing powder. Okay, then I'm going to show you now how you would glue your little hat on here. And then that's going to be the little snowman. So how simple and cute. This paper actually came, I believe, from a celebration paper. It was the little farm animals. And did I just make a mess? Yes, I did. Got to stay out of the glue there. Okay, then you're going to just pop this in here and line it up right where it needs to be there. And there's our little snowman. So I got to fuss with this little hat a little bit. Now, if you have to take a marker and color in an area because you cut too much off, you can do that. And I usually use my, I think on this one I used light and dark real red. Let me see. Maybe I used light cherry cobbler, so I can see a spot that I missed right there. And then I'm going to just come in and just kind of continue this right there. Okay, I think that looks good. And then that is our little snowy. Okay, now to put the card together, you're going to need Misty Moonlight. You're going to need 2 pieces of black cardstock, 4x5 1/4. You're going to have your inside piece, and then you're going to find a pattern paper for the front of your card. Then I use this for the snow, and I've already stamped my my outside sentiment. This came from Itty Bitty Christmas, and I just cut off the Happy New Year. So, or I just stamped the Happy New Year. So we're going to take our scissors. You can actually do rip and tear. I'm going to actually do that because I like sometimes having that little bit of top paper showing. So we're going to just tear your designer paper. I like this one because it had this silver. You're going to put the paper down first before you glue this to your card base because you might have to cut off the side. So if you cut your piece too big or you didn't glue it right, sometimes you need to trim. And it looks like I did okay, so moving on to the next. Okay, now we're going to take this and glue this onto the black cardstock. This piece of paper is from the same card pack. I have no idea what the set was called, but this one is different than the card that I just showed you, and I like them both. So this is the difference of the two papers. So they both look cute. Okay, then you're going to take this and glue this to the card base. Simple, simple so far. Doing the tree, it is going to take a little bit of time because you have to line up the stencil, but it is a fun thing. So if you are wanting to mass produce this type of a card, you would just spend one day making the trees, die cutting them, and then whatever you decide to add to your card base is the little extras. Okay, now we're going to take our little tree and we're going to take Snowy and we're going to place the tree approximately there. I am going to put dimensionals on Snowy. So let me grab those real quick. I just think she looks cute being popped up. Okay. There we go. These little fuzzies are coming off of her hat still. It's not fully dried on there yet. Okay, then we're going to take the papers off of the back of the dimensionals and add that after we glue the tree down. So I'm going to have a little bit showing off of the sides of each edge. I want the snow to be seen. And you can see where I took my alcohol marker and drew the tree trunk. So I'm going to put that up about right there. And then we're going to put Snowy down. She is so cute. And so there you're seeing that edge of the snowbank. And then I'm going to take the little sentiment and I'm going to angle this one on this time. I put it straight on the other card so you can see what you might think would look best. And there you have it. Okay, then we're going to take this, we're going to stamp our sentiment. And this sentiment is coming from the Snowflake Wishes. I'm using this one on the bottom here. And this sentiment is just so pretty. I love it. And before I do that, I'm going to take my little strip of paper first, and I'm going to glue this on the edge. So instead of gluing the paper, I like to glue what I'm gluing onto. It keeps the glue off of my fingers. And I think I want it to go that way. I'm going to leave just a tiny bit of a white edge. And that looks pretty good right there. Then I'm going to glue this to the black. Make sure it's not overhanging on the edge. I'm good there. So then onto the black. I just like having that extra color on the inside. And glue that. And then I'm going to do my sentiment in the blueberry bushel. And stamp that right up here. So you want to have your side piece of paper put on first, because otherwise your sentiment's going to be off. And I stamped that a little crooked. Darn. But I'll refix it. That's how it's supposed to look. If the sentiment's straight, it's cute. Anyway, there you go. This would go on the inside of the card. And I like that too. So those are the two different looks, different papers. Let me bring that down more. And hope you like the card. Give it a thumbs up if you do. You're welcome to comment if you have any questions. I will get back to you. And in the meantime, go make something uniquely yours and have a wonderful day. Until next time, bye for now.